Hello, YouTube. I found out a couple of things today I thought you might want to know. Let's start with this is Saledady. Oh, that figures, right? Okay, we'll just boot it right back up real quick. Or not real quick. And hopefully while I'm playing this. Oh, yeah, I wanted to. Wait, this gives me a second. Um, yeah, Trump's going to end up getting reelected. Oh, they threw in commercials, figures. Uh, the military is trying to move on what may arguably be considered an illegitimate government.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying your day.
That should have. Okay, I see what the problem is here.
About 5:28
That's going to
p.m.
be about
Pacific
Yellowstone
Standard
there.
Time, there was a magnitude 3.
We'll get back to that. See, hopefully that'll load. Let's play this. This is Saledady again.
It didn't work. Now consumer sentiment is down. It is down.
Yeah, he's talking about investing right now. That's his primary focus. We're gonna fast forward a little bit to where he gets talking about China.
Hey, is this where we're at?
He's making fun of Family Guy. That's funny. I actually watched that show.
Okay, this right here. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. We are at Defcon 2.
Number 2. Now, we were at number 3 on September, as you would say, a certain day, number, as you would say, 11. Okay? I have to do that, folks. Just so
He's getting around the algorithms.
I think you get what I'm saying. We're at a very, very high, as you would say, level right now. And
Defcon 2.
This is very curious because of the reason they claimed. They were saying the reasoning was because of another country that isn't really a big deal. At least I don't think it's a big deal. But they're claiming that this country right here is the reason why we're at that level. Now, I think, honestly, that's just a cover, up. I think there's another reason why we're at that level. And I think I know what it is. Okay? Let me show you something.
I've been watching this guy for years, too.
I've been following this channel, like I said, for a while, and he has a lot of people that have had dreams. This guy is kind of like
in this part.
All about
I totally believe in all this.
The future. And he's been well known for covering this type of stuff for many, many years. I've covered some of those people that have had such dreams in the past. And this guy is kind of like the guy that knows all the top guys that have gotten it right before, and he documents all these. And apparently there's this one dream that there's been 75 people that have had the same dream.
Wow.
And a lot of these people
statistically improbable.
Past being correct. Okay. 75 people with the same dream is kind of a big number, okay? Now, he's saying some rather interesting things about this dream, and I'm going to be getting into it a lot more over on my website. I can't really get into it a ton over here.
We're putting the ideas of the information out there
because of this website. But at any rate, a certain guy gets back in. The previous, as you would say, press via probably the way you're expecting.
The T-Man.
Let me show you this.
Which I predicted was going to happen.
Obviously, the communists, they're the reason.
Yeah.
Again,
see, that's what.
Now,
that's where I got that notion.
The reason why it's not.
Well, I had it before that, but
it makes a lot of sense once you hear it.
This is where I'm getting confirmation for my belief that that's what's going to happen.
Now, the reason why is because a number of cities have these in them, right here. Let's see if we get a little closer. You can read it. A number of these went, they went missing about, I think it was in the 90s when this happened, from a certain country. At any rate, to make a long story short,
that's funny.
Those things go, as you would say,
whoa. Sorry about that.
This is basically what happened.
I need to get me a stand.
Because there's people everywhere that are.
Or repurpose one of my stands over there.
It's interesting, but
so let's go.
You would expect some people would be happy about this, him getting back in, right? Well, actually, from what they were saying, a lot of these people's dreams say that everybody's pretty much happy. But then this happens. So
Some kind of prophetic storyline said something about somebody raising to power.
And that was
Suddenly,
basically the reason why they were keeping
everybody
it
loving them.
is because they have these. They said, look, you know, if you take, you know, over again, this is going to happen. All right. And apparently they're trying to get them all. I don't know if this is the case. This is what I've been hearing. I don't know if this is the case. This is what all these dreams are saying, is that they're actually trying to find all these and get rid of them. And apparently they don't get them all. So.
Oh, and they throw in a commercial. Naturally.
I wanted to teach people that it's no such thing as a bad
Yay, YouTube.
She won't listen to me.
We love YouTube, don't we?
And apparently they don't get
Fascism
them.
and Facebook.
At any rate, that's what's going on with all that. It's rather interesting. This is Tony with Tony from JIL Games. How you doing, man? How you doing, bro?
All right, this is where we're gonna stop with this guy because that covers what I wanted to cover with that. We're gonna start here. We're going over to Yellowstone so we can take a look at some of the activity that's not actually this isn't about Yellowstone. This is, what is it doing?
28 p.m.
Here we go.
Pacific Standard Time. There was a magnitude 3.1 earthquake there along the Juan de Fuca fault zone. 2 people reportedly felt this earthquake, and they listed it as 10 kilometers in depth, which they often do when they don't really know how deep the earthquake is. On the felt reports, there was one report from Redmond, close to Bend. Let me show you this here, right there.
Okay,
And supposedly it was an intensity level of 2, which according to the modified Mercalli scale, intensity level means that it's felt by a few persons who are resting, either sitting or laying down, especially on the upper floors of buildings. Delicate suspended objects may swing. A lot of people probably wondered if there was an earthquake.
How they rate the earthquake.
Plants or lights gently swaying, then they probably knew that there was an earthquake. And only 2 people reportedly felt this earthquake. Going to Google Earth, here you can see we got the Juan de Fuca plate, which is subducting underneath the North American plate.
Right, it's a locked subduction zone. That is a locked subduction zone.
It's concerning how close this earthquake is.
Yeah, if that pops, say goodbye to all that.
Seeing how certain areas it's locked.
I used to live there, I know.
Ready for a major earthquake. So I thought I would look up for quiet earthquakes. For the 16th, there was 10, and most of them in the Washington area. Okay, for the next day, which would have been yesterday, there was no earthquakes whatsoever anywhere along the west coast of Washington, Oregon, and down here at the Mendocino Triple Junction. No earthquakes whatsoever. Today, the 18th, they won't show how many earthquakes have occurred until the end of the day, and they'll post that tomorrow. But no earthquakes whatsoever. It's a little concerning. Yeah, this earthquake was caused by the subduction, like I said, this landmass going underneath the Cascadia fault zone under the North American plate. The Juan de Fuca plate is a remnant of the Farallon plate. Here we have an image from USGS showing.
Okay, that shows that, and then we're gonna jump over here, and this is
run these through this program.
First, what we're gonna do is right there you can see it
rendered the photograph.
What I was talking about. That's this is give me a second. Bam, right here. And the commercial. And right in the middle. Well, that's some free advertising for some irritating people. All right.
One's 2.
Planet X.
And I'll see what I come up with. But let's get into what I've captured on the 15th. So let's go ahead and let's jump out of here. And we're just
Now,
gonna
this
roll
is
straight
vital
up
to what's
here.
going on the planet right now with all the volcanic
And
activity,
right off the bat,
crazy storms.
I was going
See these
through some
objects?
cactus,
This is the
CME
sun.
eruptions.
These are
And
not
on the
the
15th
sun
of
or
August, a bingo.
anything that we have
Here
been
we go.
told about
So there are
by
periods of
our
time
government.
that we are able to capture more than one of these cores. It doesn't happen all year long. It only happens kind of in this period that we're at now, August, September, October. I don't think I've ever caught them in November together. And this object here is obviously much closer to the snapshot. This object is further back, way back. That's why it looks smaller. And whenever I initially saw the data on this, I said to myself, oh boy, here we go. And then I remembered the month. We're in August. We are in a different position orbiting around the sun on Earth. So therefore, we're going to get a different view somewhat. And then bingo, we got it. And the next series of photographs we'll just go through. Cactus is a little blurry because the resolution is very, very low. Nothing I can do about that.
That's a
We
satellite.
try our best to, get that resolution as high as possible.
That's the NASA
But
satellite
anyways,
that we're getting these images
you
from.
can see.
He is.
Naturally, this object that I have my cursor on,
Whoa!
much closer to the camera,
I bet you that got you if you're looking.
further back. So
And
we'll
then
just
this
zoom
one
in a
here
little
over
bit
here
more.
is down
And
by
again,
back.
I apologize
That would
that
be
it's
most likely
slightly
gonna be
blurry.
there.
Nothing I could do, but even slightly blurry, no pixelization, and right there in your face.
Oh yeah, right. Literally
And
in my
just,
face.
some pretty good detail. Even considering that it's a little blurry. So this is the object that was on the left side, right there. How big it is, I don't know. It's much further back behind the sun, almost impossible to judge. This is the object that is closer to the camera and on the right side of the sun. And again, nearly impossible to distinguish its size. But we know it's there. We know it's there. So I was able to, run this
Maybe
through this
that's
program
the sun.
a couple of
Or-
times. And on the
Hard to see
third
the
time
angle.
that it rendered the photograph, we were trying to turn the
Pretty sure the middle is.
sharpness, to get a little bit of a better view. And sure enough, it came out a little bit darker. And folks, it's a very sophisticated program. This is nothing that you could buy on some website or Staples or Office Depot or Office Max. This is something that's used in law enforcement, not available to the public. And again, I'm not going to go into too much about it, but I do have help when it comes to this, and I'm not going to go any further than that. So once again, a little more crisper, a little darker. We can see the defined object here and here. Let's go closer. Let's just skip over these and just go straight close into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the
It
middle
did make
is
it
the
a
sun.
little more crisp.
That's Nibiru. That's
And
core
I
1
want you to
and
pay
core
close
2.
attention to that kind of football-shaped mark right there on this large object. Because whenever we go into this other 3D type method, I'm going to show you these photographs.
All right, here we go.
This mark right here
Yeah, right there.
is going to pop out at you.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty weird. So here it is close up. It's kind of like a perfect football shape. I thought maybe it was a reflection of light.
but I may have been wrong. So here's the smaller object up close, kind of dark and mysterious looking.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now,
All right.
check this out. Now, this is kind of an embossed 3D look. Okay? Let's take a look over here at this smaller object. So we can zoom in. And we can definitely see that it is a true spherical object in the photograph. It's got a very weird indentation right there. What could possibly be a massive crater of some kind. Who knows?
And another commercial. Yeah. Where's, there it is.
Visit Cincinnati.
Of some kind. Who knows? Oops. So now we get into this object. The big one over here that's closer to the camera. Well, let's zoom in. So could this be a large elevation with a shadow? Could it be an indentation? Or could it be another like large asteroid type object flying by at the same time? It could be anything. I was a little confused by all of this.
Yeah,
And then we
understandable.
went ahead and inverted everything. And now things get a little more weird. So let's go ahead and increase the zoom. So again, once again, we can see perfectly spherical object right there in your face. But now that area looks like a very high elevation of some kind. You know, we're only shooting at the wind here, folks.
Yeah,
We don't
it's
have any
guesswork.
solid answers to why
Radio mapping here.
that's looking like that. But then we go over here and we look at this monster. Well, now things get really interesting. Because whatever the hell that is, obviously is high enough to cast a shadow right there, absorb light from the sun over here, and you can see whatever it is some type of an elevation. Where is it? You know, I mean, we can only hypothesize here, you know. But it's super interesting.
Right.
Just when you think that you have all of the answers, you figure out, okay,
Yeah, it almost looks like that.
I've done it. I've proved it all. We know it all. But in fact, you know nothing. We're only scratching the
Inverted.
surface.
Is it inverted?
So now the story broadens. What is it? How could that be?
And why aren't we
Pretty
being
damn weird.
told by the media? Why aren't we being told by the media?
And you wonder,
By the government?
how is it that these objects were, you know, probably just one of them, the main core, that probably has the most strength as far as a magnetic field dispersion to
Yeah, and that's where it starts
affect
getting
the
into
sun.
affect the sun, affect our planet, affect the weather, our minds,
just
our
keep looking at
emotions,
that
our
photograph.
bodies.
You just keep looking at that.
And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. I'm gonna say good night. You know, like and subscribe. Matt out. Peace and love, y'all.